Think back. Back to a time when you were a child. Back to the first time you connected with nature. Back to that time when you looked beyond the small world you lived in and you opened your eyes to all the life that surrounded you. Back to the time when you were able to sit alone and discover the person within yourself. Where were you? Where were you when you discovered the complexity and the simplicity of our natural world? Where were you when you noticed that you were an integral part of a much larger world? Where were you when you discovered a place so peaceful and silent you could hear your own inner voice? Ask yourself, does that place still exist? Also ask yourself, do our kids have a place to discover nature? Do our kids have a place where they can come in contact with the natural world and learn how they fit into it as a whole? Do our kids have a place to go where they can hear their own inner voice? And what if they don't? Can our kids be citizens that protect, preserve, and provide stewardship of our natural resources if they have never experienced nature? Can our kids be global leaders if they do not understand how they fit into the world in which we live? Can our children develop a sense of inner peace if they have never experienced a harmonious, natural, peaceful environment?
What the experts say. The experts say that the lack of interaction with the natural world has a name, nature deficit disorder, and it affects our children's ability to learn, to interact with others, and to know themselves. They say we need to provide an environment where children can interact with nature in both a structured and an unstructured manner. Consider today's suburban family. Their children get plenty of outdoor time, with sports, summer camps, scouts, riding lessons. These are examples of structured time in nature. But what is unstructured time in nature? And what makes it different? Perhaps the best illustration of structured versus unstructured time in nature is a baseball game. A traditional league baseball game is well organized. Rules are pre-established, umpires make the calls, coaches assign the teams and call the plays. The kids simply show up and play. Traditional league baseball is structured. Contrast this with a sandlot or backyard baseball game. Kids create the field, often improvising the bases and the plate. They make up the rules. They create their own teams, negotiate the calls. Sandlot and backyard baseball games are unstructured. In addition to the benefits of fresh air and fitness, kids learn important life skills like collaboration, innovation, negotiation, and conflict resolution. Similarly, take the example of the modern-day suburban tree fort. It looks different than the ones that we had when we were kids, because it is. We parents want the best for our kids, the things we never had. So we build elaborate tree houses and playscapes for them, beautiful structures. But contrast those with a kid-built tree house, one where kids gather their friends, make a sketch, pick the perfect trees, collect spare supplies, improvise, and work together to build something that is theirs. That opportunity to climb into a structure that you built with your own hands, that pride of ownership, that sense of accomplishment and teamwork, it is an opportunity most of us had as children, but that most of our children do not have. It's the difference between structured and unstructured time in nature. And this, of course, assumes that our children are spending time in nature. Are they? Or are iPods, Facebook, Rock Band, and TV seducing them to stay inside? And if so, what should we do? Unplugged learning. What is unplugged learning? Unplugged Learning is a platform for delivering school curricula in a compelling and lively way, for facilitating voluntary lifelong learning, for inspiring outdoor recreation, pedestrian travel, and land stewardship, and for connecting residents of all ages to the natural environment and to each other. It is a platform from which other outdoor and nature-based initiatives will spring. In short, Unplugged Learning is anything and everything our Avon community wants it to be. So where do we start? By involving everyone. We seek the expertise and involvement of Avon's community organizations, schools, government, and individuals. The key to getting the community to work together is to make sure we are all working on the same problem. When we have a shared understanding of the problem, we can define some target projects, organize together around those projects, and start implementing them. To that end, we propose 2 events. First, the Unplugged Learning team, in collaboration with the Avon Library, has invited all residents to participate in a One Town, One Book event by reading Richard Lou's book, Last Child in the Woods. The idea is to develop a common, in-depth understanding of the problem, nature deficit disorder. Then, all residents are invited to come together on Thursday, March 5th, to share thoughts about the book and develop plans unique to Avon for addressing problems identified in the book and recognized to be in our community. This is your chance to be part of something big, to make a lasting mark on our landscape and our way of life. It's not enough just to acknowledge the problem. We want you to be the solution. So please join us on March 5th and get involved. For further details or to order a $5 copy of the book Last Child in the Woods, or to speak up on our blog, please visit www.avonlandtrust.org/unplugged.